make that a do-or-die match, shall we say. I think that's the most important thing. Where is Julian Brandt? Julian Brandt not with the squad at the moment. Whether or not he'll be in the final squad, also question mark there, but because he has the Champions League final to look forward to with Borussia Dortmund, he and other players involved with those two teams, Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid, not with the national team here today. Do you think Wirtz will join Bayern in 2025? Well, I think not just Bayern Munich will be trying to sign Florian Wirtz in the seasons to come. I think he'll probably stay with Leverkusen for as long as Xabi Alonso does, and then possibly move elsewhere. But I don't think he'll be going anywhere this summer anyway. Not unless someone comes in with crazy money for him, then we might see him make the move. We might see Leverkusen try and cash in, but Julian Nagelsmann's dress sense and fashion sense always part of the conversation, no matter what the occasion. Am I right? Ivan Rahimi starts Süle along Rudiger. He's an absolute unit. Well, I wouldn't disagree with you there. He certainly is an absolute unit, but I don't think he'll be starting alongside Rudiger, as he's not even part of the squad at the moment, and it doesn't look like he's going to be. Where are the German training camps? Schrisch, I hope I'm saying that correctly, is asking. So they're currently in Jena in Germany here for this training session. But the training camp itself is in a place called Blankenhain, which is in Thüringen. So I hope that helps. And to be even more precise, the team are at the Spa and Golf Resort Weimarer Land in Thüringen. And that is where they'll be for the two friendlies coming up against the Ukraine and then against Greece before the Euros get underway midway through June. The two friendlies on the 6th of June, or excuse me, the 3rd of June and the 7th of June. So the 3rd of June is against the Ukraine. That's an 8:45 kickoff Central European time. And the game against Greece on the 7th of June, same kickoff time as well, also in Germany. Troy Michael. Mats Hummels, one of the best German centre-backs of all time. Complete disrespect. Yeah, well, I don't think you'll be alone there. I think there's plenty of Germany fans that will feel Mats Hummels should be in the squad. I'm sure there'll be just as many who think he shouldn't be. It's definitely a real discussion point, isn't it? And one that will go on during the Euros and after the Euros as well, depending on how well Germany do. Certainly has had an incredible season with Borussia Dortmund, hasn't it? In a season where a lot of, I think a lot of people thought he was probably, or probably had played his best games and put in his best performances, but that's Hummels, a BVB and Bayern Munich legend, more of a BVB legend if I'm completely honest. Well, just never ceases to amaze or surprise, does he? And as far as I know, or as far as I can remember, probably one of the best in the air as well. Such an aerial presence in the box, both defensively and offensively, but doesn't look like he's going to be part of the European Championships this summer. Will you support Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League final? That's a tough one. It's a tough one. I have always had a soft spot for Borussia Dortmund. However, I'm also a big Zinedine Zidane fan, and so Real Madrid also has a place in my heart. Let's put it this way: I won't be depressed no matter who wins, but I am really looking forward to that final. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. William, will Germany be able to break the group stage curse? Well, we certainly hope so, don't we? I think they probably, in terms of the teams they've been, well, not given, because no one's given anything at an international tournament, but the teams they've been selected alongside, shall I say, has given them a really good chance of making it out of the group. I think especially the first two games against Scotland and Hungary are games that they could and maybe even should win. I think Switzerland will be the toughest encounter. That's their third game and also their final group game, which, depending on how the first two go, I mean, fingers crossed they go well, but let's say they don't, then and they have to pick up points or need to win that last game against Switzerland, that could be a tough one, because I think Switzerland are a very underrated side. I think they've shown in recent years that they're a team on the up. They've got a lot of really talented players playing at a very high level around the world and around Europe at club level. I think Granit Xhaka, perfect example at Leverkusen, you know, another player who, after leaving Arsenal, a lot of people probably thought, well, we've probably seen the best from him, and then goes on to become German champion and DFB Pokal winner, very nearly Europa League winner as well. Who else? I mean, in the goalkeeping department, they've got some fantastic goalkeepers at their disposal as well. And just a really underrated team for me. So I think it's important for Germany to pick up maximum points in those first two games, and then they don't have to worry about that last game against Switzerland. Although, again, it is a game I think Germany probably should win on paper. But let's just hope they don't make that a do-or-die match, shall we say. I think that's the most important thing. Where is Julian Brandt? Julian Brandt not with the squad at the moment. Whether or not he'll be in the final squad, also a question mark there. But because he has the Champions League final to look forward to with Borussia Dortmund, he and other players involved with those two teams, Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid, not with the national team here today. Do you think Wirtz will join Bayern in 2025? Well, I think not just Bayern Munich will be trying to sign Florian Wirtz in the seasons to come. I think he'll probably stay with Leverkusen for as long as Xabi Alonso does, and then possibly move elsewhere. But I don't think he'll be going anywhere this summer anyway. Not unless someone comes in with crazy money for him, then we might see him make the move. We might see Leverkusen try and cash in, but can't see that happening. And I'd quite like to see a full season from him at Leverkusen, playing in the Champions League as well. I think there's still more to give and more to come for Bayern 04, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Florian Wirtz move on elsewhere in the not so distant future, but not this summer or next. But then again, you never know in football, do you? Anything is possible, and with some of the money thrown around these days, God knows what will happen. I hope to see him at Leverkusen for another season or two, at least, though. And then, yeah, up to him to see what he does next. David Darkness believes Portugal will win the Euro. Tell you what, as far as dark horses go, I think it's a really good shout. If you look on paper, Portugal's team is... it's actually quite mouth-watering. I mean, they have some amazing talent in that team, and always seem to show up at the Euros, don't they?